I was going to say, who's ready for a hot take? No, I'm not talking about this incredible t-shirt. I was going to record a video about it yesterday, but I wasn't feeling so good. Work is mental, especially Minecraft. But yeah, anyway, guys, we are here to talk about some hot takes. Well, a hot take. A couple of hot takes. We're having some discussions about Telltale. Welcome back to Beyond the What. I'm going to start this off. I'm feeling very rusty. The last couple of days I actually haven't felt too good in reactions. I'm probably going to take a week off. I don't know what it is, but just the last couple of days I've tried to sit down and record and I just haven't had the energy or the mental stimulation. It's because I've been so busy. Like, yeah, it's my holiday from my course, but at the same time, my holiday from my course just means more work. But yeah, anyway, screw all that stuff, guys. Gosh almighty, Daniel, just get into the goddamn video. Do I think Marlon made the right call by giving Sophie and Minerva away? He gave away 2 people to save everyone else. That's a call many adults wouldn't be able to make, least of all a kid. Now, I kind of already said this in my reaction. I don't know if you guys watched the whole thing. I know some people skip through. In my reaction, before he even got killed, before I even had to like confront him and all that stuff, I specifically said that I felt bad for him. Although these things you're saying were leaching into my brain prior to what happened. So yes, and I still do. I still do feel bad for the guy, for God's sakes. I know, like, it's easy from the outside, having not had to make those decisions, having not been put in a goddamn pressure cooker and expected not to crack. It's easy for us to go, oh, nah, brother, you made the wrong decision, kid. I don't think that's really fair. You know, like, I haven't been in that position, and if I can put myself in that position, if I put myself in those shoes, as a kid, what do you think I'm gonna do? If I get threatened by a bunch of older, more experienced bandits, probably with more capable weapons, all these things, and they request something in order to save everyone else, if you think of it like that, Marlon literally picked the option that he knew had a guaranteed outcome. Now, you might say, oh, but what if he picked the other one, he might have, like, been able to save everyone. Yeah, maybe, you don't know that. If he picked the other one, he could have killed everyone. So, he got given an option, which was hand over the 2 girls. Was it 2 girls? I think it was. Or basically deal with the uncertain, you know, draw a deck of cards. He picked the option which would guarantee at least a portion of the group survived. I know other characters in the show that would have done the same thing. I know it's like, it's hard for me to say because obviously those are 10 sisters. It's a decision which probably on retrospect should have been made with everyone, but at the same time, like, maybe he felt like the decision would never be made that would protect everyone. Maybe he felt like if he had brought it up to everyone, the ultimate decision would be to have not handed them over and then consequences. You know, he's got a responsibility being one of the older people there. He has stepped up to take charge of these youth. And he's still a goddamn kid himself. Now, I don't agree with everything that happened after that, but once again, he's a kid. His reaction to try and protect himself is only natural. And I know he goes against Clem, and I know that's going to boil my blood. And in the moment, it's going to boil my blood, and it did. But when you look back on it on retrospect, you put him in a pressure cooker, and he cracked, and he tried to get out, and he tried to escape, and he couldn't. I don't hate him for the decisions he's made. I don't even know if he killed those girls. For all we know, they're not even dead. I don't know. You know, from the outside looking in, I think we have to be careful about how we judge someone and the decisions they make, especially in the sort of world we live in. We don't know what went through that situation. We weren't even there. We still don't know the full details about how he went about doing that. We don't know any of that. All we know is that at some point he came face to face with these people that we equally saw are dangerous. He made a decision which ultimately destroyed him mentally and emotionally. Of course it would. But in doing so, how many people has he saved? So it's hard, man. From the perspective of 10, I can completely understand why that would be an unforgivable act. Do I think he made the right call? Honestly, he probably did. We just came across the bandit and got a very brief look at of what he's like, and we know there's more. And he had a gun. Okay, I've seen like the odd gun in this place, and they were Clem's and AJ's. So like, I don't even know if we have weapons of that caliber, in which case they arrive, that's it. I think he probably made the right call. As much as it sounds like it's got a very, very immoral undertone, I think he made the right call. And I said this during the reaction, guys. I said all of this, so if you haven't watched it, definitely watch it. He didn't make that decision because he wanted to give them up. He didn't step up because he wanted the pressure and the consequence sitting on his shoulders. You know, he didn't join or become the sort of person he is because he wanted to be challenged this way. Who the hell would? He didn't make the decision for anything other than trying to protect people. And that sounds crazy at first, but he literally, his only motivation was protecting the group that was still there. That has to come into account, you know. Like, he didn't ask for this. And honestly, like, I'm semi-proud that he's not more mentally destroyed. Like, I know he's just done what he's just done, and he killed someone in reaction and all this stuff, but I feel like a lot of people making that decision, the guilt would just eat them alive. Like, how long has he been able to sort of sit with that? You know, and that would haunt him every single night, day, second. It would be haunting. Yeah, but I said all this in the reaction. Like, I sympathize with him and I feel bad for him, and that's why my decisions with Clem are, I'm not going to kick him out because he made a decision. Like, the only things that I would kick him out for are the things he did after that decision. It's not even related to that initial decision. Was her name Byron or something, or Brody, or I can't remember her name. But, like, killing her is, like, the act. And that was a freaking accident when you think about it. Like, he didn't swing at her expecting to kill her. He was trying to, like, protect the situation. Like, it was very, very fastly falling out of his hands. Not to justify it, but, you know, like, he cracked. He cracked under pressure. He got put in a pressure situation and he cracked. And in my eyes, I want to, like, help someone like that. I don't want to just apply more pressure. Which kid from the school do you like the most so far? To recap, there is Lewis, Violet, Ten, Asim, Ruby, Willie, Mitch, and Omar left alive. I don't remember who most people are. I can tell you who my favorites are, though. Violet's really grown on me. Is Louis the one that, like, the slightly silly one, right? I like him purely because of, like, I think he brings a level of pressure relief to the group. Like, he's not just drilled on survival, which I think is at times can sort of drain a group of energy. He's sort of like an uplifter, which I really like. So probably him and Violet. Ten's really cool as well, but we haven't really seen him much. And I still have an odd feeling about that whole story too, but we'll see. God knows where all that leaves. I think the whole point now is it's going to be Clem stepping up to protect these people from bandits that arrive. That's going to be this whole arc of this series. Do you think you killed the Bible smoker? Bibles? The guy that was smoking, right? Or did he make it out? What could be the consequence if he did or didn't? Well, honestly, there can be consequences both ways. Like, from what I understand, they already know of our group. I don't know if they know where we live. I don't know any of the details surrounding the original situation of how we came across them. So I don't know whether they know where we live. I don't know that they know much about us, but I know that they think they have some kind of mutual deal with us. And if he makes it out, the whole group finds out. If he doesn't make out, the group's going to find out anyway. They're going to find him, or they're going to realize something's wrong. I think either way, they're going to know now. It's just, I think, pushing him out the window, say if he is injured or dead, it has bought us a little bit of extra time. That's all I will say. And the consequences are, for me, are obvious. Like, they're going to show up eventually. Like, there was some kind of deal. It's now broken. Their original person they were dealing with is now dead, so new terms, which is where Clementine's going to have to step up. If he is still alive, he's going to be coming back at Clem. Do you think the school could be a place Clem and AJ call home? I don't know. Sadly, I've still got it stuck in my head that they're going to end up back at the New Frontier, whatever it's called, that place. That's just where I wish they could end up, because we know that place is protected. I'm a little bit worried about the fact that the level of protection here is kids. And I have full faith in Clem, obviously, but like I said in the reaction, there's a level of wisdom that comes with age, I think, that would really benefit surviving in this kind of group. And it is a lot of pressure for Clem to look after all these people. I think it could potentially, but I think it's going to have to grow into more of a community with more people, not just children. I don't know when, if, how that's ever going to happen, or I don't know. Like you know how we always in the apocalypse, like the thing, one of the most important aspects of survival is having a group of people, a community, people to rely on, people to trust. I think this group at the moment is a good start, but I think the threat level is just so high. I'm not sure Clem is going to feel comfortable being here to an extent, at least not yet. And like she said, she likes the place now, but it might not always be that way. I think it's got a long way to go before it's fit for the title of home. Who are these raiders and why do they want kids? That's kind of creepy. Yeah, it is fucking creepy. I don't know per se if it's just that they want kids. I mean, that's the only option that they've got at the moment. I think it's presumably either it's going to be related to food, which sounds messed up, but the first thing I thought of was cannibalism, or it's going to be related to something else, which is frickin' disgusting. What would you do if you were Marlon? Imagine that you were just a kid who had to take responsibility for an entire settlement. This in itself is a very difficult task, and at one point some raiders come and want to take away your settlement. How do you find a way out of this situation? Honestly, I don't think you do find a way out, hence why he picked the only option that he got given, which was handing over people. They gave him some kind of dilemma, I guess. I don't know, like a trade. I don't even know the full details of it, but like I said before, earlier on, he made a decision. He made the only decision which there was a high chance that had a likely outcome. Does that make any sense? Like I know it could have been a shitty promise that was never really a promise, but on the table, everything's laid out, right? There are 3 cards. One of those cards is already flipped over. You know what you're going to get, okay? You know what you've been offered, and you know the consequences. So you can gauge the level of consequence. You can gauge the level of the pros and the cons. You can gauge all of it. You can gauge how much you're going to lose based on that card because it tells you. Then the other 2 cards, the other options, let's say fight back. Let's say just say no. Let's say, I don't know, like there's many other options. But they're all turned over. You don't know what's going to happen. They could do whatever they wanted, really. Logically, as a kid, what would you pick? You don't have any experience dealing with people like this. If I was a kid, I'm probably picking the card that's already goddamn turned up. Because you know that one of those cards, yeah, it could be better. It could be. Maybe there's 5 cards and one of them, just one of them could be better. But that one you picked is like second best outcome. All the rest are shit. There's only one option. You got to pick. If you're thinking from a probability perspective, he picked the right one. Especially based on the feeling I got from him. Like, yeah, they took 2 girls, and that is dire. I get that. But someone like that can do a whole lot worse. So if I was Marlon, I'm probably picking the same goddamn thing. But the difference is, I don't know if I could deal with that. Like, the feeling of that would destroy me, you know, like, hear me out. Either I'd have picked what he picked, or I would have posed it to the group and then just gone with what the majority said, and then at least the consequences that you gain, everyone's sort of accepting, everyone's taking on those consequences. It's not just one person picking for everyone. So I'd probably pick one of those 2. I don't know. I've never been put in that pressure cooker situation. And what do you think about AJ killing Marlon? That's the last question, by the way, which is probably the beefiest part of the Beyond the Wall that I wanted to get into. And at first I was like, why would he do that? Like, why would he just shoot when we were like negotiating? But what's crazy is this. If you look just in this season, guys, look back at the decisions I've made. I killed the walkers sitting there for safety. Didn't hesitate. I killed them. I pushed him out the window. I killed him. I didn't hesitate. I killed him. There was a threat. I extinguished it. AJ shot Marlon in the head. He killed him. He extinguished the threat. Now, he has literally replicated my behavior. So I can't be mad. AJ's a kid. He can't read situations the same way I can. I know he's learning to. But what he has taken from my actions is when there's a threat, it gets neutralized. We don't take risks. That's what he has learned. And that is what he did. Ooh, scary even thinking about it, man. I'm scared because I'm worried now that I'm raising him wrong. But I think you were supposed to feel like that. I think you're supposed to kind of have this sort of level of sympathy with Clementine and be like, I don't know whether I'm doing it right. I've never done this before. This is my first time parenting at teenage age. And it's terrifying. I think that's what you're supposed to feel. Like, are we raising him into AJ Jr., the one that we know he can be? Or are we raising him to be something different? Are we raising him to be less moral? Are we raising him to be more survivalist? Strategic? How are we raising him? It's literally modeling. Our behavior will influence him the most. He sees he does. I'm sad that it happened because I think that situation could have been diffused. I think I was diffusing it really well. I think I was, in a way, doing that fantastically. The way I'd learnt from Lee, not the way I'd learnt from Kenny. Here's a huge difference between myself and Alvin Jr. I had the influence of how many people, for the most of AJ's upbringing, he has had influence from one. Honestly, it's scary. I'm scared. But that's the whole point. This is raising a goddamn child in the WOHpocalypse. But it's done now. What's done is done. We can't reverse time. We can't go back. He's neutralized it. Whatever. Maybe it was already neutralized, but he's made that next step. We have to think about what's next now, because the gun was down and AJ shot him in front of everyone. That's going to breed consequence. People aren't going to be happy. People are going to be confused. People are going to be angry. People are going to be upset. You know, all these emotions are going to be on high alert because we've got bandits to worry about. We're low on food. Well, we were low on food. Everyone's stressed. Everyone's now upset. Everyone's like, this guy was a part of their family for a long time. People are going to make tough decisions now, and we're going to be on the end of that. We just have to try and navigate it. I don't know how to. It's just one of those things that you're just going to have to do. You're just going to have to do. I think we've done enough in this group to the point where they're not just going to kick us out, but it's going to take, like, trust. It feels to me like trust is back on square one. Do you know what I mean? They don't even know if I was telling the truth completely. Oh no, because he did kind of admit, but hey, the story's still vague. AJ doing what he did has made things complicated, but I don't think it's unsolvable. But I do think he has a lot of learning to do. It's reminded me that I need to be very careful about how I behave. You know, you can't just react on instinct sometimes. You got to think. Sometimes there's no room to, though. That's what sucks. That's why, like I said in The Walking Dead, how rare is it to have a child end up like Carl in this kind of world? I don't think it's easy to achieve that. But yeah, now we just move forward. And the next episode, I presume, will be resolving this conflict. And if anything that this episode has done, it made me sympathize with Clementine so much goddamn more, because it's like, she has so much weight on her shoulders. Like, that must be just crushing. And the leader of this group is now dead, so someone's going to have to step up. I don't know if it will be Clem or someone else, but I don't know if I've got anything else to say. I think I've answered the questions well. I think I've answered about how I feel about Marlon and my sympathy for him. I think I've answered about the bandits and the situation and dealing with that going forward and the potential consequences. And then I think I've spoken enough about AJ. Now we just got to move on. It's like taking a step into the dark now. Like, we were kind of walking through semi-clear water. Now it feels very murky. So in every step feels a bit uncertain again. And it's one of those things where you kind of just got to do it. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, This is child development. It ain't a straight, smooth line. Gosh almighty. Like, my childhood wasn't a straight, smooth line. And I didn't grow up in this kind of world, you know what I mean? I'm excited. I am excited going forward. And I kind of I'm tempted to play this next instead of watching another episode or something. But anyway, damn. Let's wrap this up, guys. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for new content every single week. Of course, follow the Instagram and all the socials, guys. They're all in the links below. Don't forget to check out the store, guys. This is now live. There should be a few more coming up live. Anyway, that's enough of that, guys. As ever, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.